Greetings and salutations, everyone. What is the crack? Pack Early here with the Republic of Players, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Today we're going to be doing first impressions, and it's going to be on Granblue Fantasy Versus, as I was lucky enough to get a code to the closed beta. Now, let's dig straight into this because I only had an hour and a half with the game, and I felt like I was only getting an understanding for the mechanics of the game at that. So it's going to be a short video, so instead of me rambling, let's dig in. So first thing I want to do before we get into the fighting mechanics is the actual lobby they have set up, because it was cute and charming. So it was, they have it was on a ship, and then they have these arcades set up in twos. So one player goes up, sits up on one side, and then another player goes to the other side, and then you can commence matches. It's it brought a smile to my face seeing this. I don't know why. It was just so lovely to look at. So cute, charming, and I could keep on. Those are probably the best words to describe it. And yeah, I hope to keep it that sort of lobby setting that you can just sit down beside people and play. I don't know. It just feels sort of homey. But on to the main thing here, the fighting mechanics. They had 4 characters that you could play as, Lancelot and Gran being some of them. I played as all 4, and I have to say they were all really fun to play as. I got a better grip of some over than others. But one of the things I do want to say is that it's a very slow fighting game. It's very meticulous. Everything sort of has to be, you can see what's happening, and you're planning out things as you go into it. Originally I thought that I wouldn't like this style, because I'm not a big fan of the Street Fighter series for its sort of slow pace. But I really enjoyed this, so I did much more than I thought I would. The mechanics are quite simple enough to understand. You have your lights, your mediums, and your heavies, and they all sort of go into their own sort of auto combo. If you press your box, which is your light, your triangle, which is your medium, and O is your heavy. So if you press them over and over, they go into their auto combo. But you can mix it up, and you can also sort of add on to that to make longer combos, as is a custom in fighting video games. And the game has a multitude of things to it, like ranged attacks. It actually has an evade button, which is very cool because you can evade your attacks and then strike back. But also, I saw people use it to get behind me. I did not know how to do this because I'm not that good at video games. But onto it. It was just so cool of a mechanic to see used in such an ingenious way, and it brings a whole new intensity to the fights that you get into. But other mechanics, you have ranged attacks which can be used. You have guard button, which has a designated button this time, which I actually appreciated, because sometimes I think I'm going backwards, but I'm not, and I get hit. So actually having a guard button that you can press down and hold and guard is much appreciated. And overall, yeah, that's the basic gist of it. It has loads of things to it. One thing actually before we move on from it is, in most Arc System Work games I've played, in order to get someone who's crouch guarding, you jump into the air and bring down an attack to do a downwards attack on them to hit them, because that's the only way you can break a crouched block, except for some characters that usually have maybe one move that can do it by itself on the ground. But on this game, everyone has an attack that they can do from the ground that gets people crouching, and I think it's brilliant. It sort of mixes it up. You can get into this game and get those people who just crouch and guard. And I really enjoyed it. You can mix all these moves sort of together really easily. So if you want to get into fighting games, more importantly Arc System Work fighting games, because they're usually known for being complex, this might be a good one to jump onto. Because while I would recommend Dragon Ball FighterZ is on a completely different pace. Dragon Ball FighterZ is very fast. This here is very slow, so it will be easier enough to get into it. And in my hour and a half playing it, I was slowly coming to grips with it. And if I probably had another hour, I probably would have been decent enough with it and had a good grasp of all the controls. But yeah, that is basically the fighting mechanics from my perspective that I observed. The graphics. This game looks stunning. Like, those anime visuals that they captured perfectly. It's beautiful and like, my god, it's stunning. I can't say much more about it. Like, it is absolutely amazing how good this game looks. And my expectations have been raised higher for this game. I am looking forward to the new characters that come out for it, as well as playing as them when they do come out. So that is basically my quick wrap up on Granblue Fantasy Versus. If you're interested in fighting games, this probably is one for you that you should keep an eye out for. It's really good. Like, I fought so many times, didn't win once, but I still had a blast. And even the community in this game is like freaking awesome, like really, really cool. One guy I was playing, we played for like probably an hour, like out of my hour and a half. I kept on playing this one guy, and he kept on giving me tips with the characters that I was switching between, and it was like, just, it felt so nice. And yeah, I nearly beat him once or twice, but he just pulled out the stops. Yes, that is everything. I hope you like this sort of new format that I might explore more if people like it. Well, I don't know, it's up to you really. But yeah, this has been Pat Curley with the Republic of Players. Be sure to subscribe, click that notification bell, comment on this game if you're excited about it, or if you're excited for other games that you might want to get a quick impressions on. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all that jazz to keep up to date with what we're doing, as well as our Facebook community where we talk everything gaming, and it's just such a nice place to be. There's no toxic. I can't speak English. There's nothing bad there, nothing bad at all, and I have been Pat Curley, obviously. And this was my impressions on Granblue Fantasy Versus, so be sure to keep an eye out on this game. That is my overall opinion on it. It is good, look out for it. And until next time, have a good one.